Columbia, before being renamed District of Columbia, was known as Rome, Washington, Rome, right? Yeah. So, and the thing too, and the other part here, the square is referred to as Alexandria, Washington. So you got Rome and Alexandria, man.
Yeah, because right when you get into DC and you go north from south of Virginia, you start to hit Alexandria. Alexandria is the last city going into Washington, D.C.
Yep.
A lot of politicians and people that work in D.C. live in Alexandria.
Yep. And these things here, just like these three city-states, are their city-states, which means they're a country within a country. So this is why the people in District of Columbia, you always hear about them in the news during the time of the election, complain that they don't get a vote. The reason is because back in ancient Roman days, where the temples would be established, the inhabitants of that city where the temple was at, to keep it spiritually clean, those people weren't to partake in any political play. That's why the inhabitants of Washington, D.C. are not allowed to vote for the president or anybody and stuff. Because again, this is all temples and stuff right there.
And all those are wicked temples, you know?
Yep.
It's just further proof that the Roman Empire is here all over again.
Yep.
See, everything all throughout America, especially in D.C., resemble what? The Roman Empire.
Yep. Exactly.
Also, our holidays are all Roman holidays.
Yep.
Christmas, Halloween.
They all stem from Roman.
Yeah,
Which
all
goes
of
back
them.
to the Greek mythologies.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it traces back to their Christianity.
Exactly.
We're down.
And all that, the whole thing, how it became Christianity, or why Christians started worshiping it, because during back then, the way to get more people was to allow pagan worship into the door, so they started incorporating paganism into Christianity to gain more followers. And that's the only reason why Christians are celebrating paganism. More than that. So we already got established of how the daily rule being healed by way of the Treaty of Rome to establish the EU, and then NATO being established with to control the EU. Because America now control the EU by the way of NATO.
Verse 4, Revelations 13 and 4. And they worshiped the dragon which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
Right, so once upon a time there was nobody that could fuck with America. Right. Basically bluntly putting it, America wasn't to be fucked with. Because of the so-called military might. They had all the technological advancement with the warplane, the tank, the missile, all that. Go ahead.
And they dropped them bombs on Hiroshima.
Yeah, gonna go into that.
It says, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things.
And that goes back to what we read in Daniel 7. Go ahead.
And blasphemies, and power was given.
And blasphemy, one of the most blasphemy is what? It's by denouncing YAHAWASHI trying to land. We're talking about in Revelation 11 that firstly, get that real quick. Revelation 11.
11 but the Babylon the Great and their dead bodies. This is Revelations 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city.
And I talk about us, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American. Go ahead.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
And it's not talking about physical dead body lying around in the great city of America. It's talking about us being a dead state of not knowing who we are. Because we wasn't call ourselves Hebrew Israelite prior to 1970, 1959. We call ourselves Negro, Black, African American, Mexican, I'm a Latino, I'm a Hispanic. No, you're actually Hebrew Israelite. So-called Negro, Latino, Native American, y'all all are descendants of the 12 tribe of Israel. Go ahead.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also...
Why is it called spiritually Sodom and Egypt? Because it's a place of bondage, right? They have all people oppressed. That's why I tell you the scripture that both kingdoms was to press together here in this land. That's prophecy that being fulfilled for the North Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom to be what? Oppressed together here in America. Because before that they wasn't oppressed together, right?
Bro, we ain't been oppressed together for thousands of fucking years.
Egypt, if you think about it.
Yeah. That's a minute, right?
Yeah,
we ain't been reunited in a minute.
Yeah. Because you think about it, in the past, it was all the Northern Kingdom getting taken out.
Before the vision of Daniel.
Yep. The Northern Kingdom was always getting kicked out of the land. The Southern Kingdom always been there, but then 170 AD hit, and they put an end to the Jewish state by the Romans. Then we got, but then at that time we still wasn't united. It was until now, by like basically like you could say like the 1900, really, because the Northern Kingdom. Well, no, actually the slave trade. Because you had Gad, Reuben, Issachar here in America, so they had to wait for us to come over here. By the way, the slave trade for us to be oppressed together. Might rather get that real quick. Oppressed together.
Oh yeah. It says this is Zechariah 11:11. It says, "Slacky." It's Zechariah 11:14. It says, "Then I cut my other staff, even bands, that I may break the brotherhood between Judah and Israel." And that happened during the time of Jeroboam. Jeroboam.
That was the first split. Right after King David, you had those two wicked sons that split the kingdom in half, man. And then the Northern Kingdom started getting taken out of the land.
Hey, check it out too. I was thinking about this the other day because I was thinking about the splitting of the kingdoms, and the kingdom split under YAHAWASHI. When he was King Solomon, it broke up, but the kingdoms is being brought back.
King David
through YAHAWASHI.
Yeah, King David was the one that brought you know what I mean? King David was the one that brought the kingdom back together.
Yeah.
You remember we read the history where it was the
look at that through Peter. Yeah, look at that.
It was basically the what was it? I forgot how it explained, but basically they ended up he ended up taking both kingdoms. But he didn't do it at one time though.
Yeah. He took Israel and Judah, bro. David. But that's trippy when Solomon came and split, and we ain't been reunited until Solomon reincarnation brought us back. Which is the Lord YAHAWASHI. That's fucking dope.
And that's why YAHAWASHI said, "Them of the other fold I have." John 10.
So he knew he had a bid down and put in some work over there.
Hey, bro, it's funny that it's John 10 and 10. The 10 tribes.
Oh, damn.
This is Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus says Yahweh Bashim Shai of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
And the children of Israel talk about what? The Northern Kingdom, so-called so-called Latino, Native Americans, right? Go ahead.
And all that took them captives held them fast. They refused.
Who took us captive? Esau, the so-called white man, this damn red man. Right? Because Esau that took us captives, basically mainly in America first. Right? By the conquistador taking up the island in South America and Mexico, which are so-called white people that came from Spain. They conquer you Latinos. That's how you're able to speak Spanish now. That's why in Genesis, real quick, Genesis 28 and 49, 48, somewhere around there, a language that you shall not know. That's why we're speaking English now and Spanish now, because it's damn Edomite conquer us.
French.
By different speaking Edomite. Spanish speaking Edomite, Portuguese speaking Edomite.
Which is all a part of the beast, right?
It all go back to the beast.
Say 28?
Yeah. Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy 28. The curse.
You said Genesis.
I know, but if they like doing that,
One real quick thing before this brother gets to scripture. It's like when you look at this image here, it was the Latinos that went into slavery first during the 1400 or 1492 when the Spaniards came, or Salaki, the 1500s, right? You had Spain come down here. Now the thing about when the Spaniards came down here, they found a lot of the 10 tribes, and just there was a recent discovery, or at least a publishing, but in Puerto Rico, they came out with about 800 archaeological rocks that have Paleo-Hebrew on it and stuff that prove that these Puerto Ricans were the tribe of Ephraim, right? And then when you get into the story, I'm saying right there, man. But when you get into the story of these rocks, they were passed down lineage through Taino Indians, right? Which go back to that spoke Arawak, right? And they said that these rocks originally belonged to the Hebreo, which ultimately is a broken form of saying Hebrew. So you see, the truth is coming out now, man. So it's a fact that the Latinos, along with the Negroes and the Indians, are the children of Israel.
Yep.
Got it?
Yep, go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and 49 and 50. It says, the Lord Yahawah shall bring a nation against thee from far.
And that's Esau, right? Because meanwhile, the Latino and Native American over here in America, they came from afar. Spain is hella far. Get the map real quick.
Yeah, other side of the world. Lord even helped them come over here. When you look into the history, when you look at Columbus, Columbus in his writings, he talks about how he actually he received some help finding the new land. When he was coming over here, he said that when he was on the deck along with his co-captain, or I don't know what they call him, but they had seen these lights in the far distance going up and down, zooming in and out fast, right? And he said he kept following the light. Now they attributed it to something called St. Elmo's fire, but that wasn't St. Elmo's fire. St. Elmo's fire is when static builds up on the sticks that stick out of the sailing ships, right? This ultimately was one of the chariots that was leading Columbus to the new land. Because why? Because it was time to bring the judgment on the northern tribes we were over here sacrificing each other, worshiping these demons, and going completely off, right? So.
Yep.
Hold on, let me grab a quick precept to what this brother said. Cool. 2 Ezra 13, when it says when their brother should begin to come.
Con.
13 and about like 42, 43, maybe 44.
You got it.
Not the whole thing. Maybe the very last one. Right here. Start at 45 real quick.
This is 2 Ezra 13 and 45. It says, for through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
Talking about the Northern Kingdom.
Yep.
The time it took to get from the Middle East over there to the Americas. Go ahead.
And the same region is called Azareth.
Akar Ratazah, which means another land.
Right.
Azareth is a compound word meaning another land. Two Hebrew words together, Akar and Ratazah.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, then dwell they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come.
That's the part I want right there. It says, then they're going to dwell there until the latter time. The Northern Kingdom is going to be here until the latter time, until they begin to come. Who is the they? That's talking about the Southern Kingdom.
Yep.
So like the brother said, dealing with Columbus, he got to the point where he got discouraged about his journey. You know, his man was cussing him out. This man finna throw his ass over the damn, over the ship. Thinking that he was selling them to their death. But then St. Elmo's fire came, and the Most High continued to guide them because of the Southern Kingdom had to come over there.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. Because Christopher Columbus knew that he wasn't going to India. Because around that time period, it wasn't called India. It was called Hindustan. They changed the name to India. See? So that's all Esau trying to change up history and stuff and lie saying that, oh, he was trying to go to India, and now he called them Indian here. No, that was all fabricated.
He had the scriptures too.
Yeah, he had. It showed in the movie 1942 that they went to the Apocrypha and like, look, these are the 10 tribes that went to this land over here, to the Americas.
Yep.
That was it on that, right?
Yeah.
Now go back to Deuteronomy 28:49.
Okay, it said Deuteronomy 28 and 49. The Lord Yahawah shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth.
See, so from afar, Jacob's all over here. South America, you got all up in Canada, Alaska, they're all up in here. And from Esau came from afar. See how far, where's that, Spain is from over here? They had to travel all the way from Spain, Portugal, to get to over here to the Americas. Go ahead.
It says, as swift as the eagle flieth.
As swift as the eagle flieth. Go ahead.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
At the time, these Southern Kingdom, like Aztec, Inca, the Ararat, the Taino, y'all wasn't speaking Spanish or Portugal. Y'all speaking broken form of Hebrew. And y'all didn't understand what the Edomite came over here speaking Spanish, right? And that was probably being fulfilled right there in Deuteronomy 28:49, because of the curses that fell on us for not following the law, statute, commandment. Go ahead.
It says, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
And also go for the Southern Kingdom, right? Speaking French and English. Yep. You got hatred speaking French. Go ahead.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
And that's all been known both to the Latino, Native American, and Negro. The North Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom were all killed, old, young, and old, and everything in between. They didn't pity how the Taino Ararat getting pregnant woman getting their thumb cut open, right? See how sharp their sword was. They couldn't let go of their sword for an hour.
Yep.
So they didn't have no pity on the old or young.
Yep.
They were just killing just to be killing, being a damn devil.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, and he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed.
And that's all the resources being taken. Why is Puerto Rico called Puerto Rico? Because of the rich Portuguese, right? All the riches, the resource that Puerto Rico had. Why do you think Argentina is called Argentina? And you go back, it goes back to the word silver. In South America, it's known for its silver in Argentina.
Brazil is iron or something?
Yep.
Brazil is iron.
Yep.
So
Esau has been, not only did he kill us and destroy us and oppress us, but he also took our resources.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind.
He didn't leave nothing, man. I was bringing this movie up on Netflix. He had this cartoon movie called Pocket Mom, or Pocket Mama. Basically, is down in South America, I believe in what is that? Peru. Before the conquistador came, and it showed that the other nations, or the other when the conquistador came, when Esau came over, he took everything. He took even it showed in the cartoon movie, he took everything. Even like the smallest grain of corn they had, he took everything and left it with nothing. Go ahead.
He says, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee.
And that's what happened, man. And look where we at now. Now we have to go through our, get that, it's up, it's the same chapter. We have to go through all things.
you hear this real quick, scripture real quick?
Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 17:4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. So you see, so all this stuff where the Lord prophesied that he would bring a nation that was a fierce continent against us, why did he ultimately have to do that too? Because he had to ultimately remove our heritage from us, right? And this wasn't going to be done by some other country coming, giving us new registration cards, giving us, no, he had to put us to death, and he had to put us into bad bondage where they removed our heritage. They gave us false religion. When you look into the Aztecs, they destroyed all the religious codices which recorded our histories. They only left like 24 codices that you could see now, and they took the rest back to the Vatican, right? So that's why we don't know who we were, but that's why you're seeing all these things coming out. From the ancient songs that the southern tribes used to sing, swing slow, sweet chariot. You're seeing the Hebrew writings on the pews of the first slave church. So you're finding these Father Noes rocks in Puerto Rico that I just talked about, man. Yep. All these truths are coming out, and Esau can't hide from them, man. He can't cover these things up quick enough. Do this and then deal with the wars and all these other things that are happening. Right. So,
Deuteronomy 28 and 48. It says, therefore, thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord Yahawah.
And this happened after they took everything from us, oppressed the hell out of us. Right. Now we got to serve our captivity underneath the damn devil. Go ahead.
So all the prophecies are culminating on one another. Us, us, under the curses, being sold into slavery, scattered among these nations. That all leads up to, that's witches of the beast, us being oppressed by the red dragon. And all these prophecies are linked together. Some way, some shape, form, or fashion. Because what is this all leading up to? This is leading up to the end. Jacob is the beginning and Esau is the end. So all these prophecies link up to the time that's how we know we're the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? By reading Deuteronomy 28, that's how you able to narrow it down. Okay, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they fit this. This is how you able to know what the scriptures or who the scriptures are referring to.
Exactly.
It says, which the Lord Yahawah shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in the want and in want of all things.
So we gotta go to this damn devil for everything. That goes for all of us, man. All the tribes. We're under this curse, man. We can't do nothing and get nothing without this damn devil. Right.
Didn't it speak about them nourishing us? The nourish us. That's going to your enemies for the one of all things. Because you gotta go to this man to get a job, some kind of income. That's what our people do. That's what Jake do. They rely on the government assistance. So they trusting in the beast. They trusting in the system. So that's
No, finish your point, bro.
No, that was you trusting in the shadow of Egypt. The same way that they wanted to go back to Egypt to get all the goodies that they was having up in Egypt, under the Pharaoh, having somewhere to sleep, that nice, comfortable place, even though they're in captivity. That's the same way our people are right now,
Look at this right here.
Right. So Revelation 6 and 5, it says, and when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And behold, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand.
Hey, when the balances is talking about slavery.
And then it says,
which is represent the slavery that we was going to deal with concerning the northern kingdom coming over here, getting their land took, and the southern kingdom getting took from the west coast of Africa.
Got that balance.
Yeah, and that's the balances in the head. When you look up balances, it should say yoke right there. It should say, as a matter of fact, somebody look up balances right there. And that blue letter is Revelation 6 and 5. I'm going to read it again. It says, and when he had opened the third seal, because check it out, Revelation is the 6th chapter, verse 1 through 2. It's speaking on YAHAWASHI when he will come, he gonna come on that white horse and he gonna conquer the earth. But then when you jump to 3 to 4,
it's speaking about when Esau's rulership. So it's kind of jumping around here. Woo! Esau's rulership is 3 and 4, the red horse that came and took peace from the earth. But then when you go to 5 and 6, it speaks about the slavery, which is the black horse. All right, you got it?
Yeah, the Greek word is zugos.
The Greek word is zugos?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it's a yoke, metaphor used of any burden or bondage as that of slavery.
See that right there, a yoke. So the balances in his hand was a yoke. Grab that in Deuteronomy 28 and
You still got that, right?
Yeah, 28 was
28 and
Iron
she had put a
yoke of iron
around that neck. I was just reading it.
28 and
This brother's already in it right now.
Right here. Here it is, right
Yeah,
here.
you got it.
48. It says, therefore,
yeah, we were just reading.
yeah, we just,
Yeah,
it says, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord Yahawah shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
So the same prophecy was fulfilled, or the same prophecy is spoke about in Revelations 6 and 5, where it says that black horse sat on him. He that sat on the black horse had a pair of balances in his hand. This was that yoke of iron that was going to be slapped on all of us, man.
Yep.
Not just the Southern Kingdom, but the Latino tribes as well.
Yep.
You had a yoke of iron there too, and the yoke of iron was put on you. A lot of them was put on you so you wouldn't escape.
Yep.
Get that one where if they run, he get caught to the trees.
Yeah.
It's I think it's on that sign, is that or not? All right. Yep, right here. That yoke right there, you run, you trying to bend the corner, that hook catch that tree, oh, you get
done.
slain.
Yep.
Locked
They
up.
showed that on that movie Django, man.
Yeah.
They did their research. They showed that on